Hello and welcome to another World of Warplanes video with me, Sir 10 Death. Today we're going to be taking a look at a plane which is becoming a firm favourite within the game. It's the Tier 6 British multi-role fighter, the Hawker Tornado. Let me begin by firstly apologising to my channel subscribers out there for the delay in getting the next video out. I have suffered some major problems with World of Warplanes since 2.04 was released a couple of weeks ago, and frankly speaking the game wasn't working. I had to flush the cache and ultimately had to completely reinstall the game from scratch to get it to behave itself again. But things seem to be back on track, so I've got some footage recorded in one of the new game modes of this plane in action. As normal, I will be talking about what the plane does well and what it doesn't do so well, while letting you enjoy some footage of it as it goes on. So let's have a look at the plane. Firstly, we're talking about this plane then. When you first get this plane, it has 280 hit points, which is, it's okay, it's not too bad. At tier 6, it's alright. When you upgrade the airframe, that will become 300, a little bit better. Its manoeuvrability rating, well, it's a multi-role, not a light fighter, so it's very middle of the road. It's 61 standard, upgradable to 63, which is okay. It manages to dogfight reasonably well as long as you don't get yourself into a turning contest with something like a Spitfire 5 or something like that. It gives it a turn time therefore of 10.5 seconds as stock, which again will drop to 10.3 when upgraded, which is manageable. It works fairly well. It suggested altitude is to actually fly this a little bit higher than most planes. It operates best around 1,200 meters. But as you know, if you've seen my previous multi-role videos, I tend to play this more like a fighter and very occasionally support ground attacks where possible. I'm just getting a feel for the plane now. I have actually got this plane quite upgraded, though not fully so. I've got some of the upgrades on it, but not everything just yet. And it's having no real problem getting behind somebody and going to work on them. I'm just making this plane work a little bit here. Yeah, it can't actually catch things easily, so you have to switch between targets from time to time. But it's not doing too badly. Speed wise, it's quite a quick plane. As stock, it will shift along through the sky at around 340 kilometers per hour, and when you get both engine upgrades, which I don't have yet, that's nearer 380, so it is quite a fast plane for a multi-role. It's got itself also, of course, a 15-second boost time, which is quite nice as well, so that can push the speed up to well into the mid to high 400s to shift between targets, which is quite nice. Guns wise, as stock, it comes with 12 .303s mounted on the wings. Now that is phenomenal firepower, and you can, as I have, upgrade those instead to have 4 20mm cannons. Now it's a bit of a trade-off this, and I am not yet decided which is better. The cannons, of course, can output more damage very quickly, as you can see here when it hits that target. Look at him, he's just been removed from over half health, and there he goes, spiraling away into the distance. So the 20mm cannons can rip somebody apart very quickly, but of course they overheat quite fast, and they don't. You have to be more accurate with your aiming rather than just strafing the area. The 12 .303s, you can just throw lead into the sky and hope for the best. So I would say if you feel that you're very confident at aiming at somebody, the cannons are probably the better option. But if not, if you want to just fly from target to target and throw lots of bullets around, then those 12 .303s will serve you pretty well anyway. As regards outboard weaponry, I'm running this with two 250-pound bombs. I generally prefer bombs over rockets, but it can run with 6 RP3 rockets. I have to say, I haven't tried the rockets on this, but looking at the stats, the rockets could maybe be the better option. I'm not certain, haven't decided. The bombs can do 2 lots of 2,200 damage, which is quite nice. The rockets, which are ground rockets, they're not air rockets, will do about 1,000 damage each in the 6 of them. So, pound for pound, a whole payload of rockets can do 6,000 damage, where the bombs will do 4,400, which suggests the rockets might be better. But of course, rockets have a very small blast radius, so you have to be super precise to make sure you're actually hitting your target pretty well. This is of course a short replay because these new game modes don't tend to last that long, so you don't rack up the massive scores that you might in a standard conquest mode. I'm doing okay, I'm not doing badly here, and already the team seem to have got a grip on this. But I'm just enjoying this plane. I have to say, it feels really nice. As a multi-role fighter, it feels like it has no real problems. It doesn't seem to have any obvious weaknesses. Its hit points are fine, its manoeuvrability is okay, its guns are perfectly adequate, its speed's good. Yeah, if anything, it's really good. So yeah, it doesn't really have any real problems. And it's not really surprising me that, because this whole line coming from the Hurricane 1, which I reviewed about a month ago, which is a good tier 4 multi-role, and into the Hurricane 2, which is a good tier 5 multi-role. I'm not surprised that the Tornado tier 6 is more than adequate as well. I would like to make some direct comparisons to this, but I haven't actually done a review video of any of its direct competitors. The Russians have the Yak-9, which I will at some point get around to doing. The Germans have the Focke-Wulf 190A5, which again I haven't done yet, and the Americans have two, the F4U1 and the P47B, both of which I haven't done. So this is my first tier 6 multi-role standard tech tree plane that I've reviewed, and yeah, it's pretty good on the whole. I have done a review quite recently of the P40M105, which is a premium plane, which was very, very good. I very much enjoyed that plane, and I'll put a link to that in this video right now. But yeah, would I recommend playing this? I certainly would. Yes, I mean, if you're interested in the British multi-role line, you'll probably have no problems at all enjoying the Hurricane at tier 4. In fact, going further back than that, the Blackburn Skewer at tier 3 is a good plane. The Hurricane at tier 4 is great. The Hurricane 2 at tier 5 is enjoyable, it's fun, it will earn you credits and you'll enjoy it along the way, and the Tornado is an extension of that. Again, it's a fun plane, it does the job very adequately, it's nice to play, and it also looks really cool, so there's nothing to dislike about this. As ever, this is just an opinion, this is just my opinion, there's bound to be somebody out there who will go and say it's an awful plane, it's terrible, don't get it, but based upon my personal experience of it, it's quite nice and I quite like it. And oh, look at this, I've suffered some damage right at the end here, and things are looking very pear-shaped for me. I probably will be getting knocked out of the game at some point very soon, except for the fact we've actually just won the game. So I have just passed the 8,000 combat points mark. As I said earlier, it's actually quite hard to score very highly, 9,000. Hard to score highly in these new game modes because they tend to be shorter games than standard conquest games, but I did okay there. Finished second overall, made 64,000 credits. And yeah, just a couple of standard awards. Would I recommend the Hawk Tornado? I certainly would. Yeah, it's a good plane. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I would recommend checking it out for yourself. And I will put those reviews into those other tier 6 multi-roles in the near future when I get around to buying them and proving that they work or don't work. And hopefully the software will continue to behave itself. As ever, thanks very much for watching. Cheers now. Goodbye.